Alright, so sketchbook walkthrough. I'm beginning to lose track. I think number 6. Um, this one I put fabric on the cover to try and help make it last a little longer. Feels like there's probably another layer of cardboard in there too. Um, this one, the last one went to 2010. I'm guessing this one's 2010 or 2011. Until I'm not sure when. It looks like it's not full. I gave up about halfway through, so this video may be a little shorter than some, but it's also got a lot of extra pages crammed in the front and the back. The very first picture that was crammed in there was an artist profile picture that I did. Oh boy, that's a while ago. I have way more facial hair than that now, which is to say I didn't have any yet. But yeah, kind of an interesting profile picture. I'm still pretty proud of it. I was trying to, in case you can't tell, I was going for these kind of swirly divisions of different mediums. So if the face texture looks a little funky, that's why, because there's actually a divide. Looks like I started with pencil, and then I had like characters that I was drawing to, which this is a Badger character of mine, Taj Blackbriar, and the librarian, and then it went into inks. We got the shadow. This is my cat Maxie. Pretty accurate rendition of her. I miss her. But yeah, so then we got into inks, and then we've got this swirly section here is Prismacolor markers. Oh, it looks like it goes up across the hair. For Prismacolor markers, we've got the spine from Steam Powered Giraffe. We've got Dirk Gently. And then it goes into, what do we got here? Watercolor, it looks like. Pretty proud of the transitions here between mediums and keeping things color consistent. So yeah, this part is watercolor. That's obviously my avatar, the Raven with hands. We got Bucky. We got some Mad Max stuff going on in here. Max and Ace. Some old personal characters, John Mitchell and Damien Stockholm again. And of course my coffee. I do still have that mug, but it is broken. Before I was married, so that's my promise ring that I wore for years before I got married. But yeah, kind of a nice artist profile picture here. It may still be up on DeviantArt. I'm not sure. And then first thing, we've got some like printed out photo reference that I was doing. We got Christopher Lambert. We got Alfred Molina. And I keep meaning to color this and put it on Redbubble and make it a full t-shirt design. But this is, of course, a Rickroll. Originally, the next picture here was a Badger Connor McLeod, but he was in like the old Scottish kilt and everything and tartan and everything. I think I have progress pictures of the painting up on here. But I sold the original page. I actually tore the page out of my sketchbook to sell it, which I kind of regret. But what's done is done. Here I was trying to do similar Badger Connor McLeod, but as like the more modern Highlander gear, and I never finished it. In the last sketchbook, I had a lot of Labyrinth fan characters, one of them being Maggie, the daughter of the Wandering King, who does have a magpie head a lot of the time. Whole bunch of art of her. I see I made it PG with the covered up boobs here. I had a long role play thing with her, and my then girlfriend, now wife, was playing Balthazar Blake from Sorcerer's Apprentice. Yeah, it was a whole thing. I don't know. This also represents a last gasp of me trying on womanhood and finding that it just didn't really work for me. But I tried. Here we got, I showed also before my little centaur character Delwin, and lots and lots of studies. Okay, here we got our first date, July of 2011. I think I was playing in Heatherev at this point, so I don't know that these were actually for Heatherev. I think these were just, practice sketches, but there will definitely be some Heatherev art in here. We got a ninja and pirate squid fighting. Didn't finish it. Here is Delwin's official profile picture for Heatherev. Colored it digitally, which is why he doesn't have his spots here and stuff. But I was trying to, get across a lot of the details of his character, including the details of his tattoos. This was for a digitally composited cartoon of his exit from his own world. He's chasing a bug, of all things. There's the beetle that he was supposed to be chasing. This is the skull of one of his family members, probably a parent. But yeah, so I've got some numbering and stuff, but like he sees the bug and he goes off chasing the bug and ends up in Heatherev. Don't think I ever finished it. Then we got some Heatherev interactions. I don't know the names of some of these characters, but redraw some stuff with panels, I guess. Some more Heatherev characters in chibi form. I wish I remember this guy's name. Their character design was so freaking cool. I think he's wearing a hat or some kind of halo. I don't know, that he borrowed from somebody. Anyways, that art will make no sense to anybody except the people who were in the roleplay threads. Here for a long time, my wife played Balthazar Blake. Why does that not want to focus on him? And I had an alternate universe version of Alfred Molina's character, Maxim Horvath, except he's a good guy. Good guy Horvath is also an amputee. He's practically an original character because he's just so far off base from what was in the movie. But yeah, so there he is with his prosthetic off. He does have a prosthetic leg, so most of the pictures he doesn't look like an amputee, but he has two cats, Smoke and Whisper. And yeah, that's watercolor pencil. Was still experimenting with that a lot. I really like that carpet. That is a gorgeous carpet. I wonder how much work I put into that. But random character design of a badger, not for anything, didn't do anything with him. Just experimenting with a film noir badger because I like badgers. It's a protective sheet. Another one of those digitally colored pieces of Delwin. This was a poster I was going to do for a friend who was doing lawn mowing and computer repair. Didn't finish it. More Heatherev art. This was a winter event and his winter outfit and him catching snowflakes. And it's a very small painting, but damn is that adorable. Looks kind of funny all on the page by itself. Some sketches that were unfinished of my Highlander original character, Kavan, who was I don't want to say he was a druid. He was raised by druids. Never officially got named. My Little Pony art that never went anywhere. Some sketches of my avatar. Oh boy. Whole lot of sketches. We have some Dirk Gently stuff going on here. This is, I believe, supposed to be Thor. And, oh god, I can't remember her name, but the main female character from the Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. Some Hellboy fan art just because. And in the various roleplay stuff I had going on, Dirk Gently was for a while turned into a cat. So these are Dirk Gently as a cat. And being held by Hellboy, because of course Hellboy loves cats. Delwin's butt. I'm not even sure offhand who this is. Some kind of Harry Potter character. We also have lots of random fan art of my Horvath character as various animals around. This is him as a Maine Coon cat, because reasons. You can tell it's him because he's got the amputated leg. Connor McLeod and Zatoichi from the series of the same name. It's one of those things you can find around. I don't think there is any of it dubbed, but you can find it subtitled in English. Excellent TV series. I had a friend who had a character that was a Gru, as in you are in the dark, you may be eaten by a Gru. The Gru's name was Sum, so he was the Gru Sum. Excellent character, very spidery design, and they commissioned some icons from me, so yeah, and I really wanted to show off their hands, I think, in the one icon, or they wanted me to, because they got the double thumb thing going, very symmetrical hands, just such a cool design. I cannot take credit for the design. I made the icons, I did not make the character design. That was some reward art, I think, for somebody who gave me like a certain thousandth view or something on DeviantArt. I don't know. But yeah, it was like a swan character, hence the unnatural neck. Unfinished icons for somebody else of Hiccup and Toothless. And I feel bad about that I did not finish them. Pretty good fan art, though. I mean, I did all right. Mouth's a little distorted here. We got Dirk Gently again. That was probably for an icon. Delwin and his buddy Maurice. This is Centaur Maurice. Maurice is normally a vampire character, created by a friend of mine. They go by Quesadilla Wizard online. You can find their stuff. They have a whole book that they published about Maurice. He is an awesome character, but he is not normally a centaur. Anyway, just love that artist. They are very cool. I was also into Supernatural at the time, so this is the Angel Balthazar, not to be confused with Balthazar Blake from Sorcerer's Apprentice, and hippie Castiel from The End, who is smoking a joint. That is definitely weed. This was some sketches, or I was trying to get down Misha Collins' face. He has very deep set eyes. For some reason, a random sketch of a more feral Delwin, left alone in Heather for a while, I guess. This is a digitally colored piece of Castiel, just wings coming apart. I think you have the Leviathan stuff in the background. More Heather Ev art. I don't know if I ever got around to digitally coloring this or not, but here's Delwin with some other buddies at a summer festival. So a lot of these are other people's characters. I think all of them are other people's characters, except for Delwin. More art of Damien Stockholm. I was trying to do an official portrait picture thing. This is his logo that's on his business cards. That's actually a pretty good drawing of it. I was trying to draw some of his equipment that he tends to carry with him. All of these things are more useful than you'd think in the monster hunting business. His car, various expressions. Interesting that I did them all with regular glasses instead of sunglasses. He does wear both, depending. Obviously, some other attempt at art of Delwin that was unfinished. That's just a photocopy of the other character profile, but yeah, here's... I think I was trying to update his character profile after he'd been in Heatherev for a while. Please focus. Why will you not focus on that? There we go. Little dirtier, little skinnier, little more feral, but also learning to fend for himself. The Angel Balthazar again. That is in Micron Pigma Pen. Yes, the shading is just that fine line. This might have been somebody from Heatherev. I know it's fan art for somebody. It is their character design, again, not mine. But came out really cool. Really like the background, the forest full of bluebells or whatever those are. My original character Rat, which is a Dark City OC, and then I was trying to play Wilf from the Courtney Crumrin comics. That is hard to say. So I was drawing a bunch of icons of him, trying to mimic Ted Knifa's style. I don't think I did half bad. Really like that one with the dramatic lighting, but him and Courtney is also adorable. And more of the same. Lots of icons, clearly. Him running around in his little wolf costume in the woods. This was some life drawing of some blacksmiths at the farmer's market. We had the whole guild there working on stuff. Now we're getting into 2013. We have some more photo reference, and I was getting into steam-powered giraffe and drawing the spine. I did not finish coloring that last one. I don't know why not. That's definitely the best of the bunch, though. And those are colored in Prismacolor marker, which I don't know how I managed to get the shiny shading on there. I just was using them a lot and was really good with them at the time. Some more art of the spine and rabbit before Bunny Bennett transitioned. Although, I don't know, I can see some femininity in that design too. This is an original character, and I don't mind showing this because I am totally redesigning them. But they started as a steam-powered giraffe original character and have since become something else. There will be a comic someday. And this is them dressed up in clothing. I love the feet, though. The crazy long feet. That they were supposed to be kind of tall, so they had crazy long feet. Do like that. It's a lot of arms. This was going to be some kind of comic that had to do with stuff in my brain. That was a self-portrait. Really sad-looking Doc Ock here. And a much better movie Doc Ock that I never finished the actuators on, unfortunately. It is so much work to draw those. Very rewarding, but so much goddamn work. So I can't blame myself for not finishing that one. But still, we had some, cool perspective shit going on there. This was my Dirk Gently OC for a D&D roleplay. I was experimenting with costume design. This is the final costume design. His name is not Dirk Gently because he's supposed to be an OC for D&D. So instead of Dirk Gently, his name is Shiv Lightly. And Shiv Lightly is a bard, and he plays the hurdy-gurdy. So, which is a very complicated instrument to draw. This was some stuff from roleplay, some other characters, some NPCs they ran into. Him orating, I don't know. And some wacky hijinks that happened in the spa episode, because of course there was a spa episode. In the back here, it's a lot of blank pages. A lot of printed photo reference. An unfortunately unfinished Castiel Angelfish of the Lord. Don't ask. I don't even know why he's against a brick wall. That doesn't make a lot of sense. A lot more photo reference. Is there anything other than photo reference back here? Unfinished commission idea with an older woman and a younger woman. Yeah, it's not. Okay. So, since that's less than I had in the other ones, additional sketchbook from around the same era, because this one went all the way up into 2017, but most of it was 2011 to 2013. This particular sketchbook I clearly got on Christmas 2013. I don't know. I drew T because, and that's a sketch for a bee painting that exists elsewhere. Christmas 2013, and I drew a centaur claws. Still very pleased with my choice of the kind of Brabrant horse for the centaur, the horse part of him. And that's it. I didn't touch the sketchbook again for a year. Because this, maybe, no, I guess it's Christmas 2013. I'm wrong. This is 2014. So, older version of the shadow. A lot of micron Pigma shading there. You will see some crossover phantoms between this and the other sketchbook, definitely. More art of the shadow. Trying to imitate Alex Ross's style with watercolor, which, not too bad. Not too shabby. Again, my Highlander OC Kavan, looking very serious there. Did not finish that painting, but it was going places. This is supposed to be the shadow out of costume with Myra Reldon, who was inspired by Myrna Loy. Some weird goat sketches for RKR. Some chapter headings for a friend's stories. We had some Ogham and the representative plants that go with those symbols and seasons and whatnot. So that's what those are. And this was also for the same story collection, story thing. It's supposed to be the white stag and a white doe and a white fawn. This is supposed to be Peter Lake from the book A Winter's Tale. Not sure it was super successful. Not sure I'm fully happy with it as far as that character. But it's a decent drawing of a dude. Sketch of Odo dissolving into amorphous goo. I think this was more for color reference than anything else of my character Glyndevon. Kavan again. I'm sure there was going to be bees involved, hence the honeycomb shape. Kavan likes bees. The shadow again. Also supposed to be the shadow. I believe I was using a photo of Jeremy Brett for reference there. And here's my OC Horvath again. I did underpainting, but I didn't finish the rest of the painting because that's his cat Smoke and Whisper. And this one is supposed to be gray and white spotted, and I just didn't finish. I painted the skin tones and the hair, and that was it. These are from the icons that were on his journal. That's why we got the little brackets and stuff. I was marking out the square. Horvath is a dragon. I don't know why. There's a lot of Alfred Molina in here. Here's Doc Ock with some stylistic shading. More Doc Ock. I really like that one. That's just nice. And then we got Doc Ock comic book flavor with the bowl cut and the very cartoony style actuators. That's not half bad though. And back to movie Doc Ock. Oh my gosh, I actually finished the actuators in this one. That is a lot of work right there. All that technical detail and the wiring on the grabby actuator. Look at that. I drew all the wires. Oh yeah. Kavan throwing a snowball. I don't know why. Dirk Gently. Again, I was trying to mimic the Alex Ross style art. This one comes up a lot. If you search Dirk Gently book or whatever, he comes up on Google, which is kind of surprising. Also Dirk. Didn't paint that one. That was some photo reference for those Dirk pictures. Horvath as a cat again, as a Maine Coon. I don't know why I was doing the stylized thing, but I do like the stylized mustache and goatee I've got going on here. Him as a griffin. Because reasons, I don't know. This is my OC Taj Blackbriar, who was in that artist picture. He was the badger dude. I suspect I meant to paint this one of his living room and just didn't get to it. More art of him. And again, some stuff I didn't ever get around to painting. And these were some of the other characters that were from the roleplay game that he was involved in, which didn't go but so far, but I did like it. I was doing icons for like everybody, and I didn't finish them. But clearly I drew more of them than I inked. If anybody sees this, that these were their characters, hopefully they will remember. I know this was my wife's. Yes, we had actual Fiverr in there. And a lab rabbit, who's, I believe, Henry from Resident Evil. And a white fox. I mean, it was actually a white or silver fox, but it still would have gotten paint. And the owl character I had some interactions with. These are like little sketches that I was doing, I think, at work on scrap paper. That was him encountering that chicken character. That was him and the owl. And the owl had a whole library of books. And that was him in Fiverr. Lots of plans I had for that character. Sorry, it's not real leather on the cover, so it's like falling apart. That's what the bits are. It's not dirt, it's pieces of the actual sketchbook cover. This is a blue orchard mason bee, done from photos. The photos were taken from real life. We ordered some, and they arrived in cocoons, and you could hatch them in your hands. and release them because they're like native pollinators to the area. So cool. They did not stick around because we did not have the right kind of clay soil, but we had those and leafcutter bees for a while, which did stick around. I'm getting into some Mad Max stuff here. We have Ace. Really love the negative shape stuff that I was doing here. Don't mind the threesome of Max and Ace and Furiosa. Ace again, similar style. I was using brush pen, just a really nice line work effect. I don't know, it's a dog. Delwin, I think I just wanted to invent some centaur clothes, because clothes for centaurs. And then we get into, this is Nux from Mad Max, but in a particular style, because it evolved into Nux and the Purple Crayon, which I never fully finished, but it is somewhere on my Tumblr with text that I had the whole, and he's drawing the road historic and taking off in his vehicle, and he gets Slit along with him, and then he gets Max in the front, and there's a storm. I don't know why I had the line intersection with Max's face there. That was a dumb decision. Obviously, I started compositing stuff in Photoshop. There goes Slit. Oh, God. And Dirk as the worst war boy. But yeah, so there was some Nux in the Purple Crayon with text on my Tumblr, if you look way back. Another drawing of the shadow. This is like, I have this on Redbubble, and it's like the most popular piece, hands down. I don't know why, but I'll take it. Dirk with some photo reference of some more heavy-set people in action poses, just cause. Costume idea that never happened. I believe this was while we were at Shenandoah that I drew a black bear with a blackberry cocktail. And then this is also unfinished. I think I was trying to leave room for the rest of Nux and the Purple Crayon. Oh boy, this is really falling apart. That's unfortunate. So yeah, there you go. Two sketchbooks for the price of one, but both of them spanning about the same date range. Obviously, I was going back and forth and using both. Oh boy, this thing's just falling apart. So yeah, there are still several sketchbooks to go, and as we get closer here, I will probably do a video of my Inktober sketchbooks as well. But till next time.